everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So I have my co host, my husband, Chris,
Yes.
who is sitting on the left side of this office, more like a studio, that way to the right. So, also, our little kitty, she likes to, take whatever it's hers, but we got to make sure she does not. So, today was a great day, and like always, as I say, it's always a great day. Um, we went back to our old place and picked up a box of old Western books, especially with, like romance books, all kinds of shit. Like all kinds of books, like different genres. We just could not keep them any longer at our old house, and we decided to get rid of them. So I asked our old neighbor, who still lives at the Oak Creek Apartments, I think, and well, she doesn't want the books, so we decided to get rid of them. We just tossed them in the dumpster. Then we came home. After we went for a walk, we went to the park called the Jewel Park, which is like a dog park, and we just walked around a half a mile in that trail and then came home. So had dinner. Now we're here on my podcast, right here on live stream of Ghosting with Anya. So I hope you guys are, doing okay. Are you ready for our next episode? So today we're doing The Nurse at the Boarding House. This is the new story that we are going to read, and I hope you are brave enough to read all this and listen to the story. Um, anyway, today Fearless and I, was running errands. I pretty much got, I don't know, two more of the 10-inch phone cord, like a charger cord, from Ollie's, and we picked up his son at the fishing lake. I think his son likes to go fishing with his friend, so we picked his son up, including his friend. Then we dropped the boys off, probably, or something like that. Well, depends. But we went to Dairy Queen for lunch, and I finally got back into HBO Max. I have it on my phone. I haven't watched HBO Max on my phone for months. Plus, I got the old earring out of my ear. So now I'm wearing the earrings that my mother got me. So, yeah. So, anyway, enough chit chatting about my today's day. So, I'm probably gonna go to the basement, do some exercising. I haven't done that in a while. So, it's been a couple of weeks, but yes. So, anyway, let's get started with the story. Anyway, just please click like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you're brave enough to get all the sentence of the story. And I hope that you guys are brave enough to give me any opinions about the story. If it makes any sense to you all, just let me know what you guys think, and we'll figure something out. So this probably has something to do with the boarding house, maybe like a haunting sort of way. Well, it depends what kind of boarding house this was. Let's say the Salvatore boarding house. It reminds me of the show that I have been watching since today. I actually got back into it because the show is called Vampire Diaries, and the house was built by the Salvatore family. So Damon and Stefan Salvatore lived in that house for many years. By the time they were teenagers, they became vampires, and they live in West Virginia, I think. It's called Mystic Falls, is West Virginia. I have never been there, so it's kind of haunting. It's really fun. It has paranormal ghosting shows, like weird scenes. It has vampires, witches, ghosts as well. It has like werewolves, I guess, as well. And well, it has a lot of weird shit going on. Humans becoming vampires, they become whatever they want it to be. Doppelgangers, I guess, like identical to your old past. Like, say, your descendants are a look-alike to your ancestors. And that would remind me of Elena Gilbert. She is the descendant of Catherine Pierce. So she looks exactly like her evil ancestor named Catherine Pierce, who was a vampire. Well, she became a vampire in the 1400s, and 400 years later, she ran into Stefan and Damon Salvatore. She manipulated them. She turned them into vampires. She's been running from the original family about 500 years, maybe more than that. For me, it feels like 600 years because there's another look-alike from Elena and Catherine. There is Tatiana. There is also Amara. Those are for a look-alike. Maybe Victoria, whoever it was. But Vampire Diaries is the best creepy show I have ever watched. Elena ends up with Stefan for a while, and then he decides to run away because he is in a compulsion from the Klaus Michelson. The reason why he left her is because he was trying to protect her. And Damon decided to keep her safe until Stefan returns. Elena ends up with Damon anyway, like literally.
Yep.
And then years later, Stefan and Damon end up dead. Elena becomes human after she becomes the vampire. Like, she becomes the vampire in season 4. But then sometime around season 7, she ends up human again because there is the cure for vampirism. So this is why it's all creepy and exciting for me. That's why I'm rewatching the show until season 9 comes in. So it might come to Prime Video or to HBO Max. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get started on the show, like on the story of the the nurse at the boarding house, which is, anyway, just sit back and relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and let's read the story. And we'll figure it out about all the answers and questions while we're doing the story. I hope you guys are brave enough. If it's too scary, just let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's get started. The nurse at the boarding house. Episode 158, season 5. Celia rented the room on Hawthorne Street because she had just started at the university and needed somewhere cheap, temporarily, and close enough to walk until her finances settled. The boarding house was older than advertised, with floral wallpaper in the hallway, a shared kitchen that smelled perpetually of onions and tea, and a landlady named Mrs. Pike who seemed to hear doors open before the hinges moved. The house held 6 rented rooms each, with a washstand, narrow bed, and a sort of radiator that hissed like bad advice. Celia expected noise from thin walls and other people's schedules. She did not expect the woman in white who walked the hall each night at 1:12, pausing outside certain doors as if making rounds. The first time Celia saw her, she assumed one of the older tenants had taken up sleepwalking. The second time, she realized the woman was a nurse's uniform no one had worn in decades. I'm guessing that Celia has no idea that this nurse is a spirit, but she doesn't know that. Nobody knows because nobody has worn that kind of uniform in centuries, especially in the 1800s or longer than 1800s. But let's just find out and see what it sounds like or means while. But, we'll figure something out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. There's a why my eye goes different directions. It's because I'm tired. Okay, I've been running errands, walking around town with Chris, and, taking care of my house, do laundry, and, feeding our cat and stuff, trying to get everything taken care of. So, yeah. Anyway, let's just continue on the story. Tally, over here, baby. Come on. I'm sorry. My cat just likes to mess with everything. She likes to sleep next to me because I'm always here. So I gotta make sure she does not push the wrong button. If she does that, then she will have to, do whatever it is. I probably have to fix it, or my husband has to fix it. But anyway, let's continue on the story. I just want to make sure nothing ever happens. But I gotta do, I need some lotion so we can continue on the story. So my skin gets very dry. That's why I always put lotion in my skin every night. So, but anyway, yeah. What makes you feel comfortable? Maybe this story, if it helps you feel any better, just to get the excitement. So, Anyway, let's continue on this. I mean, it makes me so excited. So, hopefully, I will get some paranormal experience by next year when we are going on our first time cruise on the ship for a week. So, our friends are going to be
good
there.
Food, see 4 different towns in Alaska
Yeah.
and Canada, where I'm gonna get some good Canadian maple syrup.
Pretty much, yeah. Like we said before, I mean, we are going on a trip for a week, and hopefully I can get a lot of paranormal activity going on, especially on the ship. Maybe at night. Maybe I will feel the presence of a spirit on the ship or multiple spirits. Anyway, let's continue on the story. The nurse moved quickly, but without hurry, carrying a small tray with a glass bottle and folded cloth on it. She never looked towards Celia's door, though Celia watched through a silver in the frame the way nervous children watch storms. The woman would stop outside room 2, then room 4, then finally room 6 at the end of the hall, where she lingered longest before disappearing around the bend leading to the back stairs. The third night, Celia worked up the nerve to open her door and follow. The hallway was empty by the time she reached room 6, but the air smelled sharply of camphor and starch. From behind the closed door, came a wet cough so violent it seemed impossible any sleeping tenant would ignore it. Celia knocked, no answer. She knocked again, louder, still nothing. When she asked Mrs. Pike about the cough in the morning, the landlady told her flatly that room 6 had been empty for 4 years. Something to do with patients who were dying in that boarding house.
Yep.
It must have been the infirmary, or like a clinic or something. Maybe like a hospital.
Maybe.
It reminds me of perhaps maybe the Salvatore boarding house.
Yes.
This is why I'm watching The Vampire Diaries on HBO.
Yeah.
Which I love the show. My kitty likes to keep me company. So, if this makes any sense to you guys, let me know in the comments. If it gets any scarier to you guys, maybe this might not be for you. But if you love all the creepy ghost story stuff, as I'm reading right now, it might be for you. So just let me know what you think. And if you are 100, like one fan or like number 1 fan of my show, just let me know what you guys think. I love doing this. This is like a part of my show now. This is what I love to do. It's part of my job, and I'm trying to get a lot of subscribers who would like have anything in common with all the paranormal activity going on, especially with their own experience. If you guys ever had any paranormal experience, let me know in the comments down below if you like had the exact same experience. I personally had my own experience in 2017, like right after my stepfather passed away. But it's been like 9 years. But yeah, it's been 9 years since he left planet Earth. Anyway, I hope you guys are ready. So let's continue. If you love this story, just let me know in the comments down below, right here on live stream. You are always welcome to join on live stream and give me any opinions and let me know what you guys think. If you love this, let me know. So let's continue on the story. Celia considered moving out immediately, but students with limited budgets do not always have the luxury of obeying fear. Instead, she started asking questions carefully. One older tenant, Mr. Lomas, admitted that years ago the house had been used as convalescent lodging during an influenza outbreak when local hospital beds overflowed. A private nurse was hired to tend a cluster of boarders too poor or too mildly ill to be fully admitted elsewhere. She worked herself past reason, moving room to room with medicines and compresses until she herself became sick. Some residents recovered, some didn't. The nurse, according to Lomas, was found collapsed outside room 6 after trying to carry supplies. Upstairs, when she should have been in bed, she never finished her rounds, he said, with the practical melancholy of someone who had accepted the house's habits decades ago. I'm guessing this nurse got sick somehow, collapsed, and never finished her job, and somehow she passed away at the house. No wonder why her spirit never moved on and tried to help patients to feel better, like working around the clock, maybe trying to see if she can help them feel more better until she decided she ends up, I don't know, dying herself. But apparently she died and her spirit continues doing the same routine constantly in a time loop. It's like a memory that replays itself, sort of. Memories are held by any stories because we have our own stories that we can share if we choose to. So I probably have a lot of going on in my life, but sometimes I choose not to talk about it if it's my choice. But if I'm ready to tell the truth about it or whatever, about my own weird shit going on, then I will be ready to tell someone about my life story, how I got sick, even though I'm still alive. So I survived my condition. I am still trying to figure it out, but I'm still here. My cat is here. My husband is here. We're all here. And eventually we all going to one day in the future pass away, and our spirits will probably forever bound to any reason, to any place.
Yep.
But it depends. If your mission's complete, you will like literally move on. Like literally move on into the higher plane of the spirit world. Perhaps maybe like heaven or any other place. But just so you know, guys, you're always welcome to leave me a comment down below if you wish to. So, anyway, let's continue on the story. I hope you guys like it. It's a good story. It gives out all kinds of excitement. So, anyway, I hope you guys are brave enough to get all excitement. Anyway, let's continue on. We are in about 25 minutes. So we're like halfway through the story. So, yeah. That explanation should have made the nightly pacing easier to categorize. Instead, it made the sounds sharper. Once Celia knew what the woman had been doing, every footfall became intentional. Every pause outside a door felt like care trapped in repetition. One night, Celia stayed awake on purpose with her room lamp off and a notebook open, determined to record exactly what happened at 1:12. The nurse appeared carrying the tray at room 2. She paused and seemed to listen. At room 4, she adjusted the folded cloth at room 6. She raised one hand as if to knock then stopped. From within the room came the same terrible cough. Celia stepped into the hall before she could lose courage. "Do you need help?" she asked. The nurse turned toward her for the first time. Her face was pale, exhausted, and lined with a tenderness so serious it felt older than fear. "He keeps getting worse," she said. Celia followed the nurse to room 6 without fully deciding to. The door opened inward under the nurse's hand, though Celia knew it had been locked and unoccupied for years. Inside the room looked transformed. Basin steaming on the washstand, medicine bottles on the sill, blankets turned down over a narrow bed where a young man sweated and coughed into a cloth. The gaslight glow made everything look precise and fragile. The nurse moved to the bedside and wrung out the cloth in the basin with practiced motions. "I need more water," she said, not looking at Celia, acting on instinct rather than thought. Celia lifted the pitcher from the stand and found it unexpectedly heavy and warm. She poured while the nurse worked. The patient's breathing calmed slightly. Then the nurse whispered, "Oof. Sorry about that. My cat just freaking messed with this thing. Sorry about that. I don't know why she did that. Okay. Let's see what we were. Okay, yeah, right here. The patient's breathing calmed slightly. Then the nurse whispered, almost to herself, "I can't be in all the rooms at once." The next morning, room 6 was once again empty, dust-sheeted, and unused, but on Celia's nightstand sat a folded cloth, damp with cool, clean water and smelling faintly of camphor. She brought it downstairs to Mrs. Pike, who stared at it in silence and finally admitted The nurse's name had been Eleanor Shaw. According to the few notes the family kept, Eleanor blamed herself for the one boarder she could not stabilize in room 6 because she had been delayed helping another tenant who later lived. Mrs. Pike said the house had always seemed to divide memory, unfairly preserving Eleanor's failure more vividly than her success. Celia found that cruel. Over the next week, instead of hiding, she began leaving a fresh basin and pitcher at the head of the hall before bed. The pattern changed slowly. The nurse still appeared at 1:12, but the pauses shortened. The tray seemed lighter once after Celia left. A stack of clean folded cloths on the side table. They were gone by morning, and a single one returned neatly pressed with a sprig of lavender tucked inside. On the last night before winter break, Celia stood in the hall openly as Eleanor made her rounds. When she reached room 6, the nurse paused and looked back at Celia with an expression no longer sharpened by panic. "He slept," she said. Then, for the first time, she walked past room 6 and continued down the back stairs toward the kitchen where dawn light would soon begin. Celia never saw her again. After that semester, some people would call it haunting. Celia preferred another word. Continuation. Care for. Care refused to stop until someone shared the weight. Yeah, this is so creepy. I mean, I hope that Celia did the right thing, because when she saw the spirit of Eleanor and told Mrs. Pike about it, perhaps Mrs. Mrs. Pike literally admitted that she really actually did understand all this hauntings, and she got used to it. Perhaps maybe it's her past, or it's her I don't know, family or something like that from decades before, perhaps maybe centuries in the past, like in 1800s, or or something like that. So, Kelly, why don't you just move, okay? Can you move a bit? Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you, my sweet baby. Mommy loves you. Yeah. So, since the story finally just got done, I hope you guys have this boiling blood coming through your body, and I just hope it got you so excited, and well, I just hope that you got a lot of excitement with all the paranormal stuff. So, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think that Eleanor did the right thing by helping the nurse from centuries ago named Eleanor with the nursing rounds, like helping the patients get medicine and help them sleep or help them move on into the afterlife? Do you guys think Eleanor did the right thing? Let me know in the comments if you agree. We're about to do a questions and answers Q&A. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll go from there. just let me know. So I would love to hear it from you guys. So let's get started on the questions. If you have any, let me know. If you have any stories of your own about paranormal, please let me know. So anyway, let's get started. Would you have followed the nurse down the hall? If I were Celia, I would definitely investigate this place. If I stayed at the boarding house next to a college campus, I probably would, yes. Even Chris would. We all would. I would love to get to know all the spirits and the den mother. Maybe I could ask her who this nurse really was and what era she was from. How can I help her move on, into the afterlife? Maybe other patients that have passed away many years ago, like since, I don't know, 1940s, somewhere around there. But yeah, I think if I were Celia, I would definitely follow the nurse. And maybe I would acknowledge a lot of ghosts. The reason why Eleanor couldn't make it to room 6, because she got sick somehow, and she must have passed away from influenza herself. And this is why her spirit never moved on, because she didn't get the recognitions. This is why. So anyway, I think maybe Eleanor wanted recognition and she wanted help. This is why she got help from the living. But I would definitely follow it. Let's go to number 2. What do you think kept Eleanor returning to room 6? Like room 6. Perhaps maybe the acknowledgments, I guess. She kept returning to room 6 because she can't find a way out. She kept going back to room 6 to help a patient that kept coughing from influenza, that was dying. She wanted to help this patient, but she could not because she blames herself, maybe. Or she would literally try to have many ways to help him. Even though he died, she died, everyone died. Like on room 2, room 4, and room 6. Like literally. So, well, here's a question for you. Same one, Chris.
Okay.
What do you think kept Eleanor returning to room 6?
Maybe she was waiting for someone?
Perhaps, yeah. But she was the nurse.
Yeah.
She was trying to get someone to acknowledge her and to help her. No wonder why she kept returning.
Yep.
It's a time loop, perhaps, that is the reason why she kept returning. Even though she's a ghost. She passed away. Her body can't do anything about it. So that's why she's trapped in a boarding house. Ever since that night she died from the influenza. We don't know what year she died, but perhaps maybe it's from I don't know, World War II or World War I. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's go to number 3. Why do caregiving hauntings feel different from fearful ones? Perhaps maybe the nurse named Eleanor was trying to figured out a way to help this patient. She cared a lot about these patients. She loved them. She wanted to see them get better and live a for, like, she wanted them to live a normal life, like a long, healthy life. She would want to see their patients have a family of their own, and she just wanted them to feel great. She cared about these people so much, she died for them as well for influenza. But I mean, if I were Celia, I would try my best to help her. So I definitely would. She cared so much because she loved her job and she loved taking care of these people. Unfortunately, she passed away from many decades in the past. We don't know what year she passed away, but I guess we'll have to do some searching. But, well, if we choose to. So, okay, we are in 41 minutes, and it is 9 p.m. But anyway, let's continue. Let's go to number 4. What unsettled you most? The cough, the transformed room, or the tray? That's a good question, you guys. Let me know in the comments about this question. What unsettled you most? The cough, the transformed room, or the tray? I think it was probably the tray. Like seeing invisible tray moving to a bunch of different rooms with the invisible force, like Eleanor or something. Especially seeing room 6 transformed, like back in time when the boarding house had quite a lot more patients and the nurse taking care of them 24/7 constantly, especially 12 minutes after 1 a.m. Eleanor had to take care of the patients constantly. So it's like Celia somehow time traveled maybe back in time and see what the house used to look like when these patients were alive and when they were being treated from some kind of illness or whatever they were, what the nurse used to look like when she was alive. I think time traveling might be unsettling as well. And seeing Nurse Eleanor taking good care of these patients. She was happy, but she also finally, Eleanor finally let the human see her, but where Celia finally got noticed by the dead, even though the dead wanted to get noticed by the living. So I think Celia did the right thing. So if I were her, I would definitely continue helping Eleanor with all the rounds, especially 24/7 of taking care of patients who died already. So, oh, my sweet kitty, you want to go to sleep? Yeah? Okay. Go to sleep, Tally. My cat just likes to be near me every time I do a podcast at night. So, Chris, same question for you. What unsettled you most? The cough, the transformed room, or the tray?
The transformed room.
I agree. I think it was the tray and the room at the same time. So I think time traveling might be more unsettling.
Yep.
So let's go with the transformed room. But yeah, I think this might be the best way. But it can be unsettling at the same time. It's because Celia was processing this whole thing when she sees these patients that were once alive were dying in the infirmary rooms, and they were like being treated with, well, whatever they were treating for, like sickness or whatever, trying to get the best medicine that can help them so they could live longer, a healthy life. Let's go to number 5. Okay, we have 5 questions left. Hopefully, I'm trying my best to give you all the answers. Sorry, my mic went off again. I'll have to do something about it. I have to unplug it and plug it back in. There we go. Much better.
Yep.
Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me, because sometimes this mic can turn off by itself as I'm doing my podcast, like right now, every time. So, okay, let's continue on this story, or actually these questions. We have 5 questions before I sign off and do what I normally do. Was Celia right to help instead of leaving the boarding house? Well, my answer is actually a yes. If Celia was different, which she is, if she was so scared, she would have run away, but she was so brave that she decided to help Eleanor, the spirit, the nurse, to help assistant her with the patients. She would give them water. She would, I don't know, like give them fresh cloth maybe, or try to feel the patient comfortable, talking to them gently maybe, that sort of way. This is what Celia did. And she helped the spirits move on into the afterlife after helping them, because they were stuck after passed away. After they died, they got stuck. They tried communicating with the living after they passed away, but they couldn't reach out. So once Celia moved in, and then she finally manifested towards Celia. She finally got acknowledgement from the living. So Celia finally got used to it every night. So now, once she helped them, everything went back to normal of the boarding house. And she got the full story of what happened in that boarding house before Celia was even born. So she did the right thing, yes, instead of leaving the house. All right, let's go to number 6. We're almost done here. We are in 49 minutes. Do you think Eleanor needed forgiveness or assistance?
Assistance.
So true. That is actually a good thing. I think Eleanor needed assistance because she could not find anyone else, any other spirits, because she was the only nurse at the boarding house that she lived in while she was taking care of sick, dying patients. So my guess is that Eleanor was looking for assistance, and she finally got the assistance and now she can move on into the afterlife with all of her patients. So let me know if you think she did that, if she wanted acknowledgement and remembrance. So do you guys think she wanted assistance? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's go to number 6. Why does repetition intensify both fear and sympathy in ghost stories? Well, the repetition intensify is like fear taking over, and you're like, don't know what's going on and don't know how to be brave enough. But with the sympathy is like you feel bad about it, and you feel sorry for the spirits and who who passed away many centuries in the past, including in 1940s or whatever. My kitty's like, what is happening? Hi, kitty. What are you doing? Hi. Mama's here, Pookie. Mwah. My sweet kitty. Mommy loves you. Go to sleep, Tally. Mommy's almost done, okay? Mommy's almost done. I think that with the sympathy is like feeling very sad about it, and also feel sorry for the dead, especially in the stories. You feel like you've lived it before, if you felt like you were connected to these stories. And as well, stories can be part of memories, and you feel like, man, you can't ignore it. You have to do something about it. Help these spirits move on into the afterlife once you figured out what their stories were, and you could try and figure out how to help them. I personally would have done the same thing as Celia did. Eleanor wanted help, and she finally got it, and this is why. These stories have a lot of paranormal activities. These places have a lot of memories and a lot of stories and a bunch of different versions of it. Anyway, let's go to number 8. Okay, we have 3 questions left, and we're almost finished. Once I sign off, go and maybe do some knitting and get ready for tomorrow. And yes, I will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. until like 9 p.m. It's like almost 1 hour. So let's continue. Would you have left the basin and clean cloths each night? Of course we would. I would definitely do the same thing if I were Celia. I would probably keep helping the dead with other dead patients. I would travel back in time and continue helping them, trying to figure out what medicine they need, what they're allergic to, trying to see if the medicine can help, maybe give them fresh water, give them fresh flowers to feel them better, would keep them company, keep talking to them, like calm them down gently, that sort of thing, but also giving them fresh, clean cloths to help out. So, yeah, I would have done that if I were Celia. Okay, we got 2 questions left. Let's go to number 9. Can sharing a burden after alter a haunting? Well, it could, yeah. I mean, if I had like any burdens, like it's like a secret that you try to keep, try not to blur it out, but you know it's hard. I specifically would have definitely share a burden, but a haunting is like you're sad about it, you're mad, and like planning a revenge or whatever. That sort of haunting, you can't move on until you figured out what um, it was. Like you need to figure out how to find closure and justice, that sort of thing. So I definitely would. Anyway, okay, we're almost done. We are in one last question before I sign off. We are in 56 minutes, almost up to 1 hour. If a spirit was trapped in unfinished care, how would you respond? Well, my answer would be, do you need any assistance? How can I help you? Can I get like anything you need? Like, could I talk to the patients?
That's a good way to respond, sweetie.
What?
That's a good way to respond.
Yes. I would definitely ask if they need something to help them, like carry something or talk to the patients in a calm, gentle voice. Yeah, I probably would have done that. That's how I would respond to the dead. If they would have said yes, I would have done that already. But it's the only way I would try to communicate with the dead. So, but yeah. Okay, guys, we are out of time. It is 17 minutes after 9. I just want to say thank you guys for listening the story and try to get some answers with the questions. And I hope you guys had so much fun watching this video and get some information. Maybe we are in 58 minutes, so well, I just want to say thank you guys, and you are an amazing fans, and thank you for your support, and I hope that you are safe. So let's sign off, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. So thank you guys, and we'll see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. I am your host, Anya Smith, and my co-host had to, I don't know, go do some relaxing, whatever. So anyway, thank you guys, and we'll see you on next time on Ghosting with Anya. We'll be doing the episode 159, and the story we'll be reading is called The Orchard House Phone. That's the news story, and I hope that it makes any sense to you all. So well, anyway, thank you guys. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe, you guys out there. Stay spooky, and well, just be very grateful for all these episodes I've given you and all the stories you guys can share. Maybe just stay safe, you guys, okay? And we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. or a little after 8. So have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night on Ghosting with Anya. So please click like, share, and subscribe. We are in 1 hour, so thank you. So I just want to make sure you guys are ready. So just want to let you guys know that my couch is coming this Thursday, and my dresser's coming this Thursday. Also, I'm gonna get some shelves. I'm also going to, I'm gonna get the shelves, and I will be putting my laundry stuff on it and get the curtains put on because my husband cannot get that. He tried, but I told Fearless about it. If you guys like my friend Fearless, please leave him a comment down below. He has the podcast that he goes on every Tuesday morning. It is actually called Ask Fearless. If you like his podcasting, you can go on YouTube and type Ask Fearless on the search. It'll pop up once you click it. It'll be there. You can watch all the episodes he's been doing for a while. It's been like a year now. So thank you guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, same time as always. Good night, and thanks for watching. So please click like, share, and subscribe. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.